4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live from the Newsmax studio in New York City. A fusion of politics, commentary, entertainment, and sports. Steve and his team bring you the latest news and opinion now. Here is Steve Malzberg.
All right, folks, welcome back. And part two of the Malzberg panel. Rejoining us, columnist for Breitbart.com and an American thinker, C. Edmund Wright and Newsmax White House correspondent John Gizzi. All right, gentlemen, Hillary did it again, and I really don't understand how this is even possible. But she, alluded to the fact that the really rich people, and now people are talking about how, well, she's getting $200,000 a speech, how many millions Bill Clinton has. I mean, I don't get it. What is wrong with her? How is she performing so poorly? John? Is John with us? All right. How about Edmund? Hello, Edmund.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
John is speechless. Yes.
I think that this brings into question, is this really the smartest woman in the world or not? I've never thought so. Maybe after the last 3 weeks, a few more people are questioning that assumption. I also think it talks to the isolation of the political class, and clearly the Clintons are part of that. Clearly she thought what she was saying today was actually going to resonate and make sense, with dividend income and interest income versus ordinary income. But Steve, I think that we would all agree that $200,000 for a speech is not really ordinary income as most of us define it.
When George H.W. Bush said something about, swiping a gallon of milk or whatever, that was huge. MSNBC allegedly edited tape to make Mitt Romney look out of touch with this, what was the name of the, in Pennsylvania, this food place, which there's a couple in New Jersey. I don't remember which one it was. And they edited it to where he talked about, he went, what is it? Do you remember the one, Edmund? Anyway, he went, Wawa. It was Wawa. And he went there, and they edited the tape allegedly to show that I went there, and then, well, you push a button, and wow, your sandwich comes out. That's not what he said, but they'll do anything to portray, those on the right as out of touch and elitist and whatever. But twice now, Hillary referring to woe is me when it comes to money. I just don't see how she could do that.
Well, if I had to guess, I think they felt like they won the last election on two things. One was the war on women, but number two was on the fact that Mitt Romney's a rich, mean guy, and he doesn't care about folks like me. And I guess they thought that was so important in 2012 that they had to just throw common sense and reality to the wind so that Hillary could be, every man, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. Listen, Edmund, I appreciate it. That's C. Edmund Wright. Of course, you read him at Breitbart.com, an American thinker. And we also thank John Gizzi for the previous segment, White House correspondent for Newsmax. And we do appreciate both of them coming on. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. It's kind of bizarre. And the book hasn't sold well, and the tour hasn't gone well. And some of the statements are going to be out there for the Republican candidate to use against her if she's the nominee. So I don't know. I think the book tour has been a good thing for Republicans. We'll be back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. But first, today's American Moment takes a look back at the miracle on ice.
History calls it a miracle. The 1980 13th Winter Olympic Games were in full force in Lake Placid, New York. Months earlier, the Soviet troops had invaded Afghanistan, and President Jimmy Carter was threatening to boycott the Summer Olympic Games scheduled to be played in Moscow. But all U.S. Olympic hockey team coach Herb Brooks was thinking about was winning games. His team was the youngest hockey team to ever compete in the Olympics. In spite of their age and inexperience, only two teams stood between them and Olympic gold. The first was the mighty Soviets, whose team consisted of seasoned world-class players who just a year earlier had soundly defeated the National Hockey League's All-Star team. The last time the Soviets had played these Americans in an exhibition game the Soviets dominated 10-3. Sports commentators openly remarked that the only thing that could keep the Soviets from winning the gold would be if the ice melted. But the Americans, led by their captain Mike Eruzione, had other ideas. As the game got underway, the Soviets quickly scored, and by the end of the second period, led 3-2. A little after 8 minutes into the third period, Mark Johnson's goal tied the game. And then with just 10 minutes left to play, Mike Eruzione fired a shot past his defender to give the Americans the lead. The last seconds of the game tell it all.
There, the puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Silk. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
For Newsmax TV, I'm Bill Curtis, and this